Hello and welcome to another AIC video. I just finished going through and recording all of the performance benchmarks that I ran on my four X200 series laptops, and that's what this video is about. Before I show those, I'm going to do kind of like a picture-in-picture with all four next to each other. I want to talk about my testing that I did, or at least how I captured that data. First and foremost, I had all four of them, not at the same time, but individually plugged into this 24-inch monitor. It's a 1920 by 1080. That way they are all running at the same resolution. I turned off the internal displays. I did have to use a couple of adapters for the X220 and the X250 so that they could plug into the HDMI cable, since my device captures over HDMI. This is the device I used. I've had this for quite a while, but it's really finicky and really kind of a pain to use. But it has a power on off, the power in, your HDMI in. On this side we have a USB port and the HDMI out. So the laptop plugs into the HDMI, and then this side plugs into your monitor. And it allows you to capture either at 720 or 1080. All the controls are done here on a button, and it saves the file to a USB drive. Now, like I said, this is pretty finicky. I had to run several of the benchmarks multiple times because my output file was just trash. Unfortunately, it's real hit or miss on if it actually records the video in a file that is readable then by a computer. So this has taken me several days to capture this footage. Hopefully it is worth it for you guys. If somebody has a better suggestion for something like this, I don't really like using it because so often I kind of have to go through the whole process over again to record that. Like some of these, the test took almost an hour to complete each, and I'd have to do it 3, 4, 5 times before I had an output that was usable. So if you have a suggestion for something like that that's not horribly expensive, I'd love to hear it. It'd be nice if I could get a capture over VGA as well, not just HDMI. But yeah, so now what you're going to see is the 4 individual settings, the systems. I did a Passmark, I did a Cinebench, I used Handbrake to encode a 4K video down to 1080 video, and then I zipped up a 7 gigabyte file that was pictures and videos and text documents, everything. So a good mix of files. The thing that took the longest by far was the Handbrake on the 4K video. So obviously I'm going to speed that process up, and I'll put the total time at the end of each of those, and then, you know, if there's a score, what the score was at the end of each of those, just as a comparison. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the comparison, and at the end we will do a conclusion.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that? I think she's feeling me. Turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease. Bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me. Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase. Got some egos to the face, baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on that tight frame. All game, no shame, baby, came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside triggers fast once she's naked. Her body's a creation. They say the devil made her for his entertainment, but even he couldn't learn how to contain it. Her high heels make a damn good statement. There is no replacement, a body by Satan. 'Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place off the liquor that we chase. Got some egos to the face, baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. 'Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on a tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict 'cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine.
All right, so conclusion time. Wear a different shirt. It's a different day from when I recorded the opening to this. And I've been going through the videos all day today to try to hopefully come to some sort of conclusion on the difference between the performance of these laptops. And I think the biggest takeaway for me is, surprisingly, the difference is not that big. In fact, in a lot of ways, some of these laptops like the X270 and X250 on some of the benchmarks, they trade blows. The X270 and the X280 on others trade blows. Obviously, the X220 is slower than the rest, but it's also significantly older than the rest. There's three generations between the X220 and the X250. There's only 2 generations between the X250 and the X270, and only 1 generation between the 70 and the 80. And I was surprised at how little difference. Now, there was a performance increase going from the X270 to the X280, but not as much as you would think adding 2 whole more cores and 4 more threads to it would be. It's only like a 25% increase in overall performance. I should say reduction in time. So like with the 7-zip or with the video encoding and Handbrake, it was slightly faster, but it wasn't a ton faster. I was very surprised by that result. So as far as performance goes, I think the biggest difference between these really comes down to what's around the CPU itself. So faster memory in the X270 and X280 with that DDR4, faster storage, you have better graphics, faster Wi-Fi. So you have some of those other performance increases that I think make a bigger difference. And I'm sure there would be some more optimized things that I could test with maybe some other third-party video encoding software that takes advantage of additional instructions that you would find with the 8th gen Core i5 processor that you wouldn't see with the Core i5, the 2nd gen Core i5 and the X220. So you're really, yeah, again, not a big difference between the laptops. It really surprised me. I was not expecting that. I expected there to be a much more significant performance difference between them. So there's the results. I'll put some timestamps in there for you to see. Hopefully that gets you what you're looking for. Anyways, if you have any thoughts, comments, or questions, leave those down in the comment section down below. I'll do my best to answer. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.